So today we're going to discuss some proper technique and practice techniques in use with your scales. So first things first, generally when I see students playing, they make some common mistakes as far as how to hold the guitar and how to strike the string. So let's address some left-hand issues first. A lot of students like to peek their thumb up over the top like this, okay? And when we practice our scales, it's vital time to be using the correct technique when we do that. So the correct placement of the thumb is about halfway up the neck and either kind of facing towards the ceiling or back towards your headstock. You never want it to come back and face towards you, okay? Now, I like to say that the knuckles should be in line with the fretboard, okay? That allows us to play with the pinky on the 6th fret fairly easily. We don't want our hand to look like this. One last thing, we should play with our finger close to the frets, okay? This allows us to put a little amount of pressure and get a good sound. If I apply that same amount of pressure on the back end of the fret, I get that sound, okay? So we always want to strive to play close to the fret like that, okay? So those are the basics of the left hand. For the right hand, we'll be playing these scales free stroke. So we want to make sure that when we do that, we don't only come from the small knuckle, we want to also come from the large knuckle, because that's where we generate most of our power from. So when we correctly strike a string, the big knuckle is engaged, and you push the string down a little bit, and it gets a good tone. What you don't want is you don't want to start only coming from this small joint right here, and then plucking through the string. It gets you a tinnier sound, and also not quite as round and powerful. Also, another thing, you don't want to hook the string and pull it up and produce a sound similar to this. Okay? That's not desirable. Okay? So when we come through the string, we can come through with the big knuckle. We want to make sure that this knuckle bends slightly so that we miss the string above it, and we strive to get a nice, beautiful, round tone. Good. Okay? Now, when we're executing scales, we want to make sure that we're strictly alternating between fingers. And for these scales right now, I'm going to demonstrate with I and M in strict alternation. Okay? And the scale that we have been using for the level 1 test is G major scale. Okay? So, I'm going to demonstrate that scale using a metronome, which everyone should be using at home. And you want to make sure you start out slow. As you can see, I have it set for 60 right now. Okay, and the ultimate goal is to have it go up to 100. So you want to turn it on, and the goal is to play so that you're almost burying the click when you play, almost so that you don't hear it at all. Okay. Good. Now when you can do that accurately about 3 or 4 times in a row, you can gradually start to speed up the metronome. So for the sake of time right now, I'm going to go up to the eventual goal tempo. But I suggest maybe you could even click it up by 1 click a day. And then in a month you're up by about 30 clicks. You should be pretty close to our goal tempo of 100. Okay? But for right now I'm going to demonstrate the same scale playing quarter notes at 100 so you guys can kind of get a vision of where it is that you need to get to. And what I do, I kind of count it off in my head. I go 1, 2, 3, 4.